Welcome to Savvy Sessions number 25 with Joy and Joe.
Now, in this episode, we're going to be discussing 3 systems for VA success. Now, first up is the all-important email. Now, this can often be the first thing the potential client sees about your business, so you want to make sure it looks as professional as possible. So, having your email go through your business's domain name, for example, shows that your business is well established and genuine, and it's likely to make customers feel a lot more comfortable in dealing with you and trusting you. So I'll let Joe discuss a few of the systems that we recommend and like to use.
Yeah, so to be successful with a virtual assistant, it needs to be easy for the VA that you've hired to be able to access your emails if they're doing inbox management, the email that you might set up for them if they're going to have their own account, and what all the other things that come with the calendar and file storage and things like that. So all too often we see clients who come to us and they have a free or very cheap email hosted account. And what that means is that if we have to use the webmail platform or it's just harder for us to get access into it. It just stalls the start time, and it just sucks up time and is not as easy. So what we recommend is when you purchase your domain name, it often says, do you want to get an email address as well? And it's super cheap, and you might be tempted to say yes, but just stick to the main 2 email platforms to host your email, and that is G Suite or Office 365. Because it is so much easier for a VA to be able to get the access that they need, and way easier for the email accounts to be managed. So we really, really encourage everyone to jump onto those platforms and pay for those platforms because they really are worth how much you invest in them. So with G Suite, or Office 365, often I get asked, which one is better? And it's not that one is better, they are just different. And if you are needing the Microsoft Office suite, like you need to use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc., then the best option really is to go with Office 365 because you get those all in your subscription. With G Suite, if you don't really need to use those programs or you have them some other way, like maybe you have desktop versions of them anyway, then absolutely G Suite is a great option. It is cheaper than Office 365, and you can use Google Sheets and Google Docs and the Google Drive in there as well. So yeah, it's just the Microsoft version and the Google version. So either one is great. Just have a think about whether you need the Microsoft Office suite. Yeah, so a lot easier for us to access the email account that you might have set up for us, or if you're wanting someone to do inbox and diary management for you, then way easier for your VA to log in and access those too.
Yeah, brilliant. And next up, you want some type of shared task list. This is really useful for ensuring that your virtual assistant and you are on the same page with regards to what tasks are outstanding, when things are due, who's responsible. It just gives you visibility over what's going on, and then there's no misunderstandings about who is doing what, when it's due, etc. So, Joe, if you want to run us through a couple of our favourites.
Yeah. So the one that we use internally at Strictly Savvy, and we have projects set up for all of our clients and all the task lists, recurring lists, so that we can keep track of, every month what we need to do GST returns, or, every month we need to provide a report of some kind. So we have all of those tasks all in Teamwork, which is a really awesome tool. It is a paid tool. We did start off with free tools, but then now have had this probably for 2 years, have we, Joy? Like we're really sticking to this one now.
I think so, yeah. It feels like the longest, definitely.
Yeah, we really love it and it works really well. So Teamwork is one of the options. There's also Asana, there's Trello, there's Todoist, there's Monday.com, there's, I think it's called Wunderlist. There's all sorts of to-do list apps. Now, Trello is a free option. And that's a really good place to start if you want to with your virtual assistant and have a shared Trello board. You can have different task lists and sort of columns that you can move cards around on. You can assign due dates and assign people to each of the little cards, which is essentially a task, and use it in a task list sort of way. Then if you want to upgrade to something a little that has a few more features and a little more like task list focused, then yeah, one of the other options. And they essentially all do the same thing. They're just laid out differently. But yeah, they're all those main ones that I've listed off. They're all great. And yeah, so choose one of those and work with your virtual assistant on a joint to-do list so that everyone can see, like Joy says, there's no miscommunications and people can see what they need to do and deadlines are met.
Yeah. And even on that, like, so I actually have Trello that I use on my phone as well, just to keep track of, personal life stuff as well. And the reason Trello is handy as well, because it's just like having little sticky notes. It's quite often, even these days, a lot of us will use a sticky label notes and put a note down somewhere, stick it to our monitor, things like that. So it's almost like that, just shuffling them around.
Yeah.
And so that's number two. Now, the third thing that you need, and probably most important of all, is a communication channel. So that's going to be your preferred way to communicate with your virtual assistant, because once you get going, communication is fundamental. It's the number one thing that will mean that you and your virtual assistant have a good relationship. Like, cannot stress it enough that you need to have, and that could be, there's so many options. In fact, Jo, you can, I'll get you the.
Yeah, sure. Our favorite option is WhatsApp. There's also Viber and Voxer, which are very similar. And like any one of those, the reason why we like them is because they have a record your voice function. So most people who use WhatsApp, they might use it like a text messaging like app, or it's really good for sending photos and images and things. But then there's also the record your voice feature, and so we use it with our team members and most of our clients as well. And it just means that you could have finished a meeting, or you think of something while you're like out and about, and you can hold down the record button and speak what you want to let your virtual assistant know. It could be the next task for her, or something, can you remind me about this, or whatever it is, or providing photos or anything like that. It's a really quick, easy way to get information out of your head into your virtual assistant. And then your virtual assistant can also have it on their computer, so they can have the web version of WhatsApp, which means that they can actually type messages back to you, because often if you're out and about, it's actually easier for you to read a response rather than listen to the voice message. So you do what's easiest for you, and if that's the voice message, that's awesome because it's super efficient. But then your VA will reply with in the mode that however suits you, and it's nice and quick for them because they can listen, record, and type from the web app. And yeah, it just speeds up that comm, so you don't have to think, oh, I need to remember to do that and wait to go back to your laptop. Absolutely not. You can just do things on the run, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's three, isn't it?
It is three. Yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone. That is Savvy Sessions number 25 with Joy and Jo.
And we'll see you next time.